Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. Today, I'm going to start with a Kali Oracle card. I haven't pulled from this deck in a while, and I was really felt inspired. So let's see what energies are wanting to come forward. What do we need to know for our daily checkity check? What would be most helpful for anybody tuning in to this reading so they can have the information that they need for their day? Drum roll. All right. Oh, wow. Artha of Kali. Artha of Kali, number 36. All right. Let's get the message. Looks powerful. Looks like someone not to be messed with. All right, Artha of Kali. Her heart contains the seeds of your soul and complete awareness of the divine destiny she has always intended for you. There's a sacred purpose for which you were born and a meaningful, divinely protected pathway for you to fulfill it. Only you can decide to put your faith and commitment into that path and to take one step at a time in honoring what has value to your heart, tuning into her loving plan. In taking those steps, the pathway will reveal itself and you shall attract great blessings that will benefit all beings. Wow. All right. Thank you all for your likes and comments. Oh my goodness. Again, thank you all. I love this. I've been getting quite a few messages about pathways, about why some people in the collective are experiencing right now a lot of blocks or delays. And it feels like the sluggish energy, there's some type of divine timing that's happening that will resolve itself, I'm getting, by in the next 10 days or so. Then there will be a freeing of the energies, something like that. And also the pathway right now, there's a big decision in people's pathways. And so in the collective, there's a big fork in the road for a lot of people. That's coming to, coming up to see which way. There's no judgment. And so a lot of people are feeling this kind of like, I'm ready for the next cycle to begin, but there's just, there's something about other people in the collective, and a fork in the road. That's what I've gotten so far. So I'm not surprised that I'm pulling a card about pathways and trusting and take each day at a time, one step at a time. So hope that is helpful in some ways. What I'm getting, is you're not doing anything wrong. Nothing has happened. If you're feeling like there are delays or things aren't moving forward as you expected, I've also been getting to enjoy this pause instead of fighting and trying and resisting that this isn't happening in the time frame that I wanted it to happen. Because that's been coming up a lot for me. I don't know about you, but what I've been getting is enjoy this. It must be important because it's happening. And so how can you shift your perspective and stop resisting and needing to be somewhere else and needed to be something else? How can you shift, create some kind of shift so how things are happening, the speed at which things are not happening despite you, but they're happening for you. So, okay. Collective, this is the general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. In the past, you were in the energy of love, partnership. A lot of major arcana cards already. So this does feel like a some core issues that you might be working through. All right, so in the past, partnership just fell out while I was shuffling and chitty-chatting. So partnership that came to the end of a cycle, the end of a partnership, death and rebirth. Feels like what I'm getting is that there was an end of some type of connection, so you could make space for what you've always wanted or what you're ready for now. Something much different, much better. I'm hearing custom tailored for you. There's something about staying in this old connection created a delay in movement forward. Some of you also, after the connection broke up, there might feel like it's things aren't moving forward. And that's been happening a lot. That's what I've been talking about, this feeling like a sluggishness. Someone said that to me today, sluggish energy. And I was like, yeah, sluggish, like things aren't moving with much speed. And it seems like it's taking a lot. It just delays everywhere. It's like you're in your car and there's just roadblock after roadblock, or cars piling up, just waiting. Not wrecks, but you know what I mean, delays. And again, more delays. There's some type of waiting game. It feels like it's hard to move to the next cycle. And for a lot of you, it looks like while you've been waiting for like a big shift, a big change, you've been working on your job. You've been working on your stability, security, safety, creating a really strong foundation. Okay. So I'm getting that, okay. A message I'm getting is that the delays help you start out with this new cycle post relationship, and your rebirth is starting with let's begin with creating a foundation, a solid foundation for the next cycle. Base chakra type of issues. So safety, security, stability, finances, health, your physical body, your home. And it feels like this time is allowing you to lay a foundation. What do you need to learn? What is it? Where do you need to step forward? How can you move on with first creating the brickwork, the foundation strong? That actually makes a lot of sense. Starting a new cycle without this, you could go really ungrounded and and then my thoughts, like, I don't even know what to do. So this is slowing it down. Let's take care of the first things first. Okay. I dig that. In your current energy in present time, you are in Four of Pentacles in reverse. Open up. So are you closed? Closed off in reverse? You might be a bit closed off. Closed off from others, closed off from trust, closed off because you're not quite sure how to be the new you. Four of Pentacles in the regular tarot is about holding on to finances and worried. And so in reverse, there's a release, a letting go. Are you also letting go? Maybe you closing yourself off is a part of your personal way so you can let go? Question mark? Interesting. The Hermit reverse. So it's time to come out. It's time to come out. All right. You have definitely gone within. That's where all your answers are. Some of you might be experiencing a mild or a depression from being so very closed off and feeling disconnected. There's a difference between going within to find your answers and then shutting yourself off, trying to, for a long time, like chronically. There's some message here between like closing yourself off. It's time to open up. Oh, I'm also getting that there might be judgment or fear around the word, the feeling of depression. I've had a lot of depression in my lifetime, and there is a lot of fear, like when I feel those old feelings of depression, lack of energy, lack of motivation, sadness that just hunkers in and won't let go. There's a lack of momentum. It's like there's just a winding down, and it's really hard to, everything just seems a lot harder when you're depressed. I don't need to explain depression. I'm guessing everybody has had dip their toe in the depression pool. One thing that did help me is when I heard, instead of calling it depression, with all the pictures and embarrassing like ego issues that come with it, shame for feeling depressed, things like that. Instead calling it compression, because that energetically, that's what it looks like. Your energy compresses, and naturally we all go within to find our answers. You know, what's going on? It's a very dense energy. And a lot of times we ignore these dense energies until they get to a point where you can't ignore them anymore, and you feel the compression, depressed. And so you go within and resolve those until that happens, until you go within and resolve and accept and don't resist where you're at, and figure out what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on underneath the hood, and get curious, and then allow that to resolve so you can come back. I agree. I got the compression from Bashar, Daryl Anka, and that really helped me with the stigma of depression. and the fear that this is a natural thing that happens, that dense energy and the going within to figure it out. And while you go within and in those dense energies, you feel very disconnected from yourself and disconnected from others. I would love if we found other ways of holding space for each other and allowing us to be in that space so we can work through whatever it is that needs to be worked through. So if you are experiencing depression or compression, and you need help, a counselor, anyone who you feel can help you, who can hold space for you. And if you need that help, reach out and seek guidance. You're not alone. You're not alone at all. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. Because usually depression means you're ready for an expansion. There's a compression and then there's an expansion, and you come out different, changed, renewed. So, all right. Continuing on. Feel right now people might perceive you as guarded, maybe a little cold. It does seem related to what you've been going through. I feel like the people who perceive you as cold and guarded are people who have overstepped their boundaries with you. And so they've gotten a different aspect of you. Something that, and maybe that's a newer skill of yours or something that you're strengthening, that you don't always have to be pleasing, that nobody can always be pleasing. That's a way of kind of crippling people emotionally, saying, smile, you have to be please everybody. And instead it's like, I've got so many gears though. Got so many gears. I can take care of myself. I feel like some of you are trying to find that balance between how do I assert myself and speak my truth versus am I matching the energy of frustration and anger, and am I matching that energy and it's becoming like a vessel of expression for that energy. And it takes practice to work with anger, how to channel it in a helpful way, a way that creates positive change. Because in the past, it looks like you have possibly grown up in a household or in some type of environment where people who were really angry and didn't know how to control their anger. And so you didn't have a very good role model. And so you're having to learn, how can I not be afraid of anger, not be afraid of my own anger, and know how to use that information from the emotions of the anger, feel it, allow myself to feel it, but not become it. How can it feels like you're learning what's a healthy way to dance with frustration and anger and rage, vengeance. Those all kind of seem like cousins of each other. So, all right. Boy, now one thing that this allowing yourself to have access to and not ignore, not repress anger, is that it allows you to make very clear decisions. I want this, I don't want this. So I'm going to go this way and not that way. I feel like when you don't have access, when you don't give yourself permission to feel your anger, then you can't make a decision for yourself because you're ignoring some of the data. And the data is on the energy of emotions. The emotion saying, yes, 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 no, 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 yes, yes. But if you won't listen to no, 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 and you're like, I'm just going to listen to the happy stuff, then you're only getting half the picture. Then you might stay you might ignore your intuition about people and about situations. This is a great opportunity. If you've been feeling a delay in your path, if it feels like, why aren't things unfolding how I open this reading? What I'm getting is this would be a great time to learn how, if you feel that you have some space, how can I better use this time to understand and use my anger in a positive way? How can I've got time for this compression or decompression that's happening, and depression or compression that's happening. And so how can I get curious? How can I stop resisting this and avoiding it? And what's a healthy way for me to learn more about myself go through this energy instead of try to avoid it and be fearful of it? It's a part of it, keeps coming up, so it must be important. So, all right. I'm getting that the next cycle that you're choosing, the next path, the next stage, you can't ignore difficulties like you used to in the past. I'm also getting that we judge difficult emotions instead of seeing them for the gold mine of information and what they can be converted, changed, exchanged into. That getting that you miss out on options and opportunities when you have fear and try to avoid emotions instead of learning how to acknowledge and work with them. Hi, Chuck. Buddy. Hi. It's my dog. He usually is asleep on the couch. Do you want to come say hi to everybody? Hi. Hello. Hello. This is Chuck. And it's really loud in my ear. He's a little nervous. He's such a good boy. He's such a sweetheart. So, say hi. Look at that face. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness, so many kisses. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Love you. Maybe some of you need a oxytocin break. Give someone around you a hug or a kiss. Don't see it as an interruption, but see it as a necessity. Give yourself breaks consciously during the day to love on your pet, to love on the people around you, friends, hugs and kisses. So sending you guys a great big hug right now. So, okay. Continuing on. Thank you, Chuck. That was beautiful. So in the center of your reading is listen. High Priestess. Listen, be in that receptive, feminine energy, not female, feminine. There's no gender in tarot. We're talking about energies, feminine or masculine energies that we all have access to, but it's not about gender. So feminine energies are receptive, allowing, nurturing, abundant, fertile, expansive. And getting a real, being very present with whatever is arising. How, where you are right now is right where you need to be. If that's the truth, that where you are and how things are going and how you feel right now is important. It's not something to fix. It's not something to change. It's not something to escape. It's not, there's nothing wrong with where you are. If where you are is right where you need to be, then how would you be going through your day differently? Okay. So what's going on in the collective? A shift, a fork in the road, where a lot of people in the collective are making a decision to repeat old cycles and stay, go back and relearn and be in the same energy. And then there are others who are making choices to exit, to create a different path for themselves, to expand themselves, to release ego and whatever energies that resist becoming more themselves. There's no competition. There's no right or wrong. Each individual gets to make their choice. And what I'm getting is that for those of us who feel kind of like, what's happening? Why are we not moving forward? Or you are moving forward and you're like, I don't understand. Our job, if you would like to participate, an invitation from the divine is that you have made a choice to move in a different direction, to become more conscious, to raise your vibration, to end unhealthy patterns and cycles, to choose yourself in a healthy way, so you can be more of yourself, express more of yourself freely, those type of choices. And there are those who are resistant to that, and you have met them along your path as resistance, as really difficult, whoever the difficult people are that are popping up in your thoughts as I'm talking about this. The invitation from the divine is to not is to release your judgment. That we are all connected. We are all part of the same fabric. And to see if you can find within yourself, create an open door where you invite these people on an energetic level with your thoughts, maybe in meditation, inviting their energies to shift and change. A lot of times it's really difficult to make the choice for growth and expansion because you can feel the judgment of everyone else and you don't want to see those aspects. You don't want to acknowledge, you don't want to. It's really hard. Those of you who are working on ego and have gone through some ego death issues, it is really difficult to acknowledge and own and take accountability for the mistakes that you've made without the excuses, no justifications. I would not make that same choice if I were to make it today, but I did at one point make those choices. So what would help the collective right now is releasing judgment within yourself about how they did something wrong. There's no doubt that there was wrongdoing. That's not the question. The question is, can you bring in mercy and grace and forgiveness for those who are trying to make a choice to become more themselves, not more agreement with you, not more agreement with what you agree, but just to become more themselves. And I'm getting that you could, if this feels too abstract for you, there are meditations like a metta meditation where first you focus on yourself. May I be happy? May I be healthy? May I be free from suffering? Something like that. And then you do that for a while, and then you imagine someone neutral that the grocery store clerk. May she be happy, may she be healthy, may she be free from suffering. And noticing, like, is it difficult for me to wish myself well? Is it difficult for a neutral person? Then imagining giving your love and affection, those statements to someone who is easy to love, like Chuck, or a person who you love. And may Chuck be happy, may Chuck be healthy, may Chuck be free from suffering, and how easy and light that is. And then bring in whoever this person or people are, whoever, maybe start with someone who's not the most difficult person on your list. And may they be happy, may they be healthy, may they be free from suffering. And doing this maybe on a daily basis, and see how it changes how you feel. That and brings us back to a larger acknowledgement that we are all cut from the same cloth. So we are getting to experience aspects of God from different points of view. But in the end, we're all part of the same machine. And so I feel like this is a call from the divine to pull out of a storyline, whatever your personal storyline is, and keep a door open, an invitation and a hope that those who are seeking consciousness enlightenment, personal growth, those who want to be more of themselves and connected with their divine selves, that they find their own guidance to that end. So that's what's coming through. Also, your challenge is judgment. To release your judgments, release how you judge others, self-judgment, where you've been really hard on yourself, not doing enough, too much, you're not enough, too fast, too slow. Feels like there's a lot of judging who you are, if you're on your path, if you're doing it, if you're walking your path fast enough or correct enough, and maybe tap into that feminine energy of giving yourself the gift of just being. This is where I am today, and is that okay with me? To just, I am where I am right now. It doesn't mean that I'm not moving forward, but an acceptance that where I am has got to be important, because that's where I am. And I don't want to miss this, and I don't want to rush through it, and I don't want to numb myself out or distract myself away from being right where I am. All right, and no messages after that. All right. Ooh, what a beautiful daily checkity check. I don't know about you, but I needed this. Yeah. All right. Let me know what you think about this, if this resonates, parts that do, parts that don't, if you have something that you want to share to expand the message. A lot of you have your own access to fountains of wisdom, and when you make these comments, you help me piece together lost parts of my puzzle as well. And so I'm guessing that anybody else reading the comments also are appreciating your sharing and your point of view. And I love how you guys help each other and are supporting each other in the comments. And yeah, it's just kind of like a dream come true. That's all. Just loving you all and sending you all a big hug. Hope you're doing well. Again, remember to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can get more of these readings in your daily feed. So, all right, take care, my friends. Bye.